everyone. Welcome to our virtual class today. Since it is the week of Thanksgiving, we will just be doing this lesson online where you can access this in Blackboard. And then on Wednesday, as a reminder, we will not be having class since Thanksgiving is the following day. So coming to you virtually for today. So what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and share my screen with y'all. And we can just kind of go through what the lesson 14 module is for today. All right. So if you are looking in Blackboard, you will notice that we have come to the last two modules for the semester. So again, today we're talking about lesson 14, your final project choice board. So this is really preparing you to select what you want to do for your final project and begin working on that. And then your final project will be due in the lesson 15 module. You can see there's places in here where you get more information about it and where you will upload that final project due on December 4th. So before we get to that, let's talk about what that final project can be, what you can choose from so that you can start working on it. So lesson 14, we're going to click on this prep day right here. So essentially what we're talking about for today, again, we have a attendance quiz. You will have to complete that on your own, and it will be due on that day that we would normally meet on Wednesday. So just make sure you have it done before you leave for all of the Thanksgiving festivities. So like I mentioned, we're talking about the 6 different choices you can choose from for your final project for this University 1101 class. So what we're going to do, we'll just kind of get into what some of those options are. So to do that, we are going to look at a choice board. So like it mentions here, it's a tool that empowers learners to kind of have your own agency and autonomy on your educational journey, allowing you to choose a task that's going to be more related to skills, talents, things that you excel in by being able to choose which project you want to do. So we're going to review the board. It'll be down at the bottom. We'll get to that. We're going to go over the criteria for the project. Considering just what your preferences and interests might be, you might choose one project over another because it may better align with your strengths, interests, and preferred learning styles. And then that last part is going to be selecting what it is you're wanting to complete from the choice board so that you can begin working on that. So just to look at what that choice board entails, again, you have different options that you can choose from to submit for your final project for this class. So different assignments that you can choose from. You can do a mind map creation. We're going to open a PowerPoint that goes into more detail about these individual projects, but I just want to give an overview right now. So you can do a mind map. You can see that entails creating a mind map to visualize your growth and progress. An informational professional interview, similar to the one that you should have already done in a previous module for this course, where you can interview someone in your life about their career. You can do a visual timeline. Basically, that would be creating a timeline of your academic journey at Sam Houston. An infographic design, so that's going to showcase your learning process. You could do a video presentation, so basically you would be recording a video reflecting on your growth. Could be just you talking about what growth has looked like for you, or you could use StoryCorps and record your story of growth to that site. So now that I've kind of given the overview of the different options, we're not going to go here just yet. Let me go to this PowerPoint so we can just kind of take a better look at what those different options are that you might have to work on. So choosing your project type, again, I just mentioned all of these different options. we'll just kind of take a better look at each individual option so you can get a better idea and decide which one you want to do. So if you were to do the mind map creation, that was one of the options. You can do that to visualize your growth and progress. You can use the template like they have right here. You can see how it kind of branches out, it kind of webs out and shows the different parts with the person centered in the middle. So visualizing your growth and progress. So the instructions for that would be start with a central idea that represents your learning journey. So that would most likely be in the very middle. You're gonna just, again, put this central idea, something that represents your learning journey. You want to branch out from that central idea to capture any key milestones, experiences, or achievements that you've had throughout your learning journey. You then want to use colors, images, and keywords to make your mind map visually engaging. Reflect on how each branch contributes to your overall growth and progress. And then you want to share your mind map with a brief explanation of your thought process. So not only creating a visual representation of what the academic and learning journey has been for you, but also providing just a little brief explanation about the process and how you created that. So that's your first option of doing is creating a mind map. A second would be the informational professional interview. Again, this is just providing students the opportunity to gain insights into a specific profession or career path by conducting an informational interview with a professional in that field. So you can just meet with someone. You'll have to schedule that ahead of time. You'll have to talk to them, make sure they can meet with you. And you can either record that interview. Let's see what it says here. So you would have to select which profession or career path you're wanting to interview the person about. So identify someone in that professional career path. Schedule that interview with them. So typically a 30 to 45-minute interview, and whether it will be conducted in person, over the phone, or via phone call. So you want to be respectful of that professional's time and their availability. So you want to prepare your questions ahead of time. So preparing those, here's a list of questions you could use, such as what attracted you to this profession? Can you describe a typical day or week in your role? What skills or qualifications are necessary to be successful in this field? What are the biggest challenges and rewards of working in this profession? What advice would you give someone interested in pursuing a similar career path? So you've got questions laid out there for you that you can use. So then you're gonna have to actually conduct the interview. So during the interview, be professional, attentive, and respectful. Take notes or record the conversation. Be sure you have permission before you start recording to ensure that you capture all the relevant info. And then you want to reflect on the insights. So after that interview, you want to take some time to reflect on the things that you heard. Consider how that information aligns with your career goals and aspirations and what you learned about the profession that you might not have known before. So then it comes to actually submitting the assignment. So you'll need to write a summary or reflection paper based on your interview experience. So include key takeaways, interesting insights, any new perspectives gained. Be sure to cite any sources used and adhere to any formatting or submission guides provided by your instructor. So it looks like we're not having to actually upload a video recording or a link to YouTube or an audio recording. All it's really asking for is that you write a summary or a reflection paper based on that interview where you're talking about who you've met with, what are the things that y'all talked about, what are the things that you took away, what was interesting, and things like that. And that would be the informational professional interview assignment if you choose to do that one. Third option, the visual timeline. So you could create a visual timeline of your academic journey. You can use the template that's shown on here and the instructions below to map out the significant events and milestones that have happened in your academic journey. So there's a photo here. You may need to just kind of zoom in so you can kind of better see like what this entails, but it's just giving an example of how to lay out a timeline of events that all pertain to parts of your life in your academic journey. So choosing that timeline could be digital tool, could be poster board, identify key events such as starting at the university, any major projects you've worked on this semester, if you've had any sort of internship or any sort of achievements that you've had along the way. Could be anything from, starting off not on the best foot in a class and now ending up doing really well. So you can use that as an example if that pertains to you. Arrange events in chronological order to show the progression of your academic journey. So you want to include images, icons, or symbols that might represent each event. Reflect on how each event has contributed to your growth and your learning experience. So feel free to customize the template or create your own design to showcase your academic journey. Make sure you include dates, descriptions, and visuals to capture the essence and the importance of each event. So that's basically what this option is, just laying out a timeline of how your first semester has gone for you and different things that has happened along the way. Number 4 is the infographic design. If you choose to do this one, essentially you're designing an infographic that showcases your learning process. There's a template here with guidelines below on how to create a visually appealing representation of your educational growth. Again, you would need to select a digital tool for creating an infographic. Canva is a good one, Piktochart, Venngage. These are options you can use to create an infographic, and you don't have to have a paid for account for those. It's a free account. Identify key themes, experiences, and insights from your learning journey. Organize the information into sections such as accomplishments, challenges, skills that you've gained, and future goals. You can use visual elements like graphs, icons, color schemes to enhance the infographics impact. Be sure to ensure that the infographic is easy to read, conveys your learning narrative effectively. So you can modify the template to suit your content and style preferences, but remember to balance text and visuals to create an engaging infographic that reflects your unique learning process. So that is the infographic option. Number 5 would be doing a video presentation. So with this one, you could record a video of yourself reflecting on your growth in your learning journey. Use the guidelines below. So the instructions for that are to have a recording platform, either Zoom, Loom, Microsoft Teams, whatever you decide to use. You want to outline key points such as any challenges you've overcome, achievements, and skills acquired. You want to introduce yourself, provide context for your reflection on growth and learning. Use visuals. You can create slides through Prezi, Canva, PowerPoint, whatever, or any sort of props that are going to support your narrative and engage the audience. So again, this is a presentation via some sort of video platform talking about yourself and your journey, reflecting on the growth that you may have had so far. Key takeaways are talking about key takeaways and insights that you may have gained from your academic experiences. So have an introduction where you greet your audience and introduce the topic. Have some main points. You want to reflect on learning experiences, how they've shaped your growth. You want to share personal insights, challenges faced, or strategies that you may have started using along the way. Showcase examples or projects that highlight your progress and development. Have a conclusion to your presentation where you summarize the key highlights, express gratitude for the opportunities and the lessons that you've learned. You can personalize the template with your content and style. You can use that structure as a guide to create a compelling video presentation that captures your growth and future aspirations. The last option is to record a StoryCorps audio story. So this is using the StoryCorps program. Basically, you would record with others in the same room using the StoryCorps app. You would need to download that. Preserve your conversation with help from the DIY resources, or record with loved ones across the street or across the country from your web browser using StoryCorps Connect. You'll have to download that using this link. Let's see here. There's some how-to guides, sound quality tips, and things like that to help you as well if you choose this option. All right, so like I mentioned, that was just an overview of the options that you have for the final project for this course. We may look at some other things, but I just wanted to mention another reminder about taking the quiz. The quiz does have some questions like, what is one of the project types that you could do? So you'll need to go back through, look at the different options that you have to choose from, because that is the answer to one of the questions. One of the questions may also ask, when or what lesson is this final project due in? So you need to go back and look at Blackboard, see when it's due, what lesson is it due in? What should you include as a visual in a timeline? You'll need to go back and specifically look at that option for the timeline assignment to see what is involved in that, to answer that question on the quiz. It also asks, what is a mind map? So you'll have to go back, review what a mind map entails, and that's how you would answer that question. Another question would be, what should be included in the infographic? So as mentioned, you need to review the different assignment options so that you can answer the questions on the attendance quiz. All right, so that brings us to where we are here. Again, choose which of these final project ideas you want to do. There's 6 of them. We went through them. You can just choose which one you want. There's some specific examples. I'll go back to Blackboard and look at those. So start gathering your ideas, and we're not having class on Wednesday because of the Thanksgiving holiday. Let me close out of this, and if you go back to Blackboard, lesson 14, there's final project examples and instructions. So as we went through each one, there's also examples for each one that you can look. There's so maybe you decide, oh, I think I'm going to do the timeline. This would be a good thing to click on because it's going to break down an example for you, give you an idea of something that you can use to create your own timeline. It's got the instructions here again, how you can do it in Microsoft Word, how you can make it in PowerPoint, adding more dates to your timeline. There's some instructions on how you can go about doing that if you need assistance. Other things, like we mentioned, maybe you decide to do the video presentation. There's an example of that here as well. So this is a great resource for you to use as you're both deciding which project you want to do and how you want to make it happen. So again, this is what we're working on for the rest of the semester because that final project is due on December 4th. So you've got a little bit of time to get it done. And then, like I mentioned, this is our last module where that assignment will be due. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And as always, if you have any questions or you need any assistance with anything, you can always reach me via email. It's amandaj@shsu.edu. Peyton is also available if you want to reach out to her as well. So we can just kind of get everybody through this last part of the semester. So yes, reach out if you have any questions, and have a good rest of the day. Thanks.